This here is a forge. We usually call the entire workshop a forge, but the forge is actually this part, precisely this little piece here. This is actually the bellows. And there are several types of bellows, whatever the shape, size. In the Viking Age, at least, the bellows, they used to be folded like this. Two small bellows generally, some even bigger, because the workshop is always... So it works with at least 3 people always. This is the blacksmith and more helpers, right? A helper is stirring charcoal, preparing material and such. An assistant who is always operating the bellows, right? And blacksmith himself, who is really going to work, right? So that's what he's doing. He's blowing air into the forge, right? On charcoal. With air, you increase the combustion here, and the heat is higher like this. Controlled, right? You don't need to have a huge bonfire to get the temperature. You'll have a small piece like that, right? And for example, a forge of this size, it gets up to 1,200 degrees quietly like this, depending on the airflow. What actually rules is the airflow and the more coal you spend there. Oh, it's still a little cold. Go a little faster. Let the fire more and more, that... The tennises of the same time are more or less like this. This one is the one I use only occasionally. You can see that this is quite robust here. Then the idea is for us to mold this metal of staying in the shape we want, more or less. It is difficult for us to arrive at the final format. Everything is correct. Because we go after that, we rough the iron, right? With file, with stone. Nowadays we use emery, things like that. At the time, it already had an emery shape, which are round stones, the same as you saw with the crank. But most of the work is where it takes the longest. Most often it is after the forge. It's not time to make a blade, except in some specific cases, right? That then you end up spending a lot of time on forging, but after forging you always end up more important because you can ruin the piece later. In the forging of mainly small things, knife and nail, bracelet, arrowhead, it's very difficult for you to get the job wrong. You tend to do it too fast. Then he warmed up and molded it.
Moldar.
This piece of steel, this is really steel, right? This piece is also bad.
De aço, isso aqui é aço mesmo, né?
Deixa os menininhos ver.
Olha. Vem aqui, é mais legal.